Happy New Year. I am glad to be here. That's all I'm gonna say. I really wanted to make sure I was on here today, and I'm glad I'm here. I kind of was going up, like up and down. I wasn't very sure what I wanted to crochet on here. So I was kind of like indecisive, but I've decided to try my hand on the hooded cardigan. I've seen it all over social media, and I was like, you know what, why not? While I just like get back into the habit of talking again, because it feels like absolutely forever since I've done this, I'm gonna set up my TikTok so I can go on live there as well. My TikTok name is same as my channel name, just Crochet by Promise. So we're gonna do both side by side. If I can set this up. Just like that. Let's try that again. Flip camera. I think it's because of how this is set up. There's so much now on here. Wow. Okay. Ugh. I hate when I'm trying to do something and it's everywhere. How is everyone's new year going? Hello, hey. Happy New Year. Okay, let's set it up. Guys, there's a filter on here and it's pissing me off. None. Okay, that's a bit better. Stress, the stress of setting up. I think we are set up. I'm gonna be using this crochet yarn. It's a chunky multi-colored soft yarn, and this is what I'll be using for the cardigan. It's gonna be a chunky cardigan, of course, because everything I do has got to be chunky these days. But if I'm being honest, it's because I low-key want to finish. I want to use up as much of the chunky yarn as possible. Blah, blah, blah. Guys, honestly, forgive me. I haven't been on live stream in such a long time. It really does feel like I don't know what I'm doing. Like I'm new here. So forgive me. Anyway, as I was saying, I want to try and use up as much of the chunkier, bigger yarn that we have, because we're going to be moving in a few weeks, and I don't want to have too much to carry, which is going to be pretty much impossible. But you know what? A girl can dream. So This is me attempting to dream. In my mind, I'm so much more prepared than this. I thought I had an even amount of the black and white one as well as the brown one, but from what I can see, I actually have more of the brown one than the black and white one, so I might actually just stick to the brown one for this project. I am trying to make a cardigan. I've seen this cardigan everywhere on social media, so I'm gonna try and make that. I'm gonna use the cardigan I'm wearing as my measurements, just because I cannot be asked to get up to go and start looking for something else to use for my measurements. And I happen to have a cardigan on now, so why not? In terms of my crochet hook, I'm going to be using a 12mm. I am working on a skirt away from here, and the skirt is the same yarn as this, so I hope I'm using the same size crochet hook because I've already tested it out and it works perfectly fine. I feel like my lips are dry. And I also feel like I'm rushing. So I'm gonna use this time to relax and breathe, and we can start again. Because one thing we're not doing this year is stressing. I have myself a cup of tea. But the truth is, I always have a cup of tea at hand. I have the yarn. I have the cardigan I have on as my measurements. I was just trying to see if I can find an actual measuring tape. Give me a sec, guys. And there we go, I have a measuring tape. So I'm gonna use that for a loose-ish measurement, nothing huge or exciting. That's the line, and from there to there. Okay, so this is giving me 15 inches. I think I'm gonna do 14, just because, yeah, I'm gonna do 14. I think this cardigan is much, what's the English? Much wider than what I'm going for. Yeah, 14 might even be too much, but I'll do 14. And if I need to make it slimmer, then I'll do that. I've seen this style and pattern of cardigan all over the place on social media, so I just wanted to give it a go and see how it is. But happy new year. How are you guys doing? What's everyone been up to? How are you guys finding this long ass January that we're all going through? 1 2 3 4. Actually need to count because I need to be able to do the same on both sides. This is about 18 chain, so let's try that with this babe right here. 10, 11, 20. Okay. 21 and 22. 22 chains here. I think this is plenty. Actually, it's even too much in my opinion. Okay, let's do 20. I'm gonna do 20 simply because if I need to do more, I can always come back to add more. But I have a feeling that 20 would be our right measurement, and that's what I'm gonna go with. So I'm gonna go for a front loop double crochet for this project. I love a front loop or a back loop stitch simply because it minimizes the space between each stitch. Hence the reason I am going for that right now. I think I'm gonna use some of the black and white here and there, but not in a cohesive type of way. I'm just gonna add random parts in different places. So I gave myself a weekend off after Christmas. So after the new year, I was like, okay, the first week of January, I don't want to start jumping into live stream. Then I was poorly the next week, so I wasn't able to live stream that Friday. Then we went away to Bath, which was actually a lot of fun. Like spontaneously, there was something came up, and we ended up being at Bath for that weekend. So of course, I wasn't able to live stream. So I wanted to make sure I dragged myself here today, so it becomes we get back into the habits, because it's so easy for you to slip out of habit. Hence the reason I'm a bit late today. Just sort of ran away from me, honestly. We had an appointment earlier today, but you know, this type of appointment that is not really the first thing in the morning, but it's also not like, it's sort of in between hours. So by the time the appointment was done and I was like, oh, let me just chill for a bit, checked the time and it was almost 3 o'clock. I was like, oh, what's going on? Where's the rest of the day gone? And I really wanted to wash my hair today. I was like, I am washing this hair, whatever the case is. And because I don't make things easy, I was also filming as well as washing the hair. So it wasn't just like a hair wash day, it was a whole production for a hair wash day, which I'm really happy with. It's washed. I just wanted to cornrow it down, but I had to remind myself that I'm just a girl and it's okay not to do everything in one day. So here is my cutie patootie of a fro. Absolutely love her. I am going to attempt to braid down my hair tomorrow, just because this winter and the dehydration is really no joke. Cornrowing and braiding my hair down is what's been keeping it sane. Breakage is not a joke right now, but she's still striving. We love that for us. Could be worse, but it isn't. So got no complaint on that side of things. I really hope I have. I might have overestimated how much of this yarn I had left, but fingers crossed that's not the case. So we have done the first roll, which is not much, but it's done, and that's something. I'm just gonna continue on. Since it's 20 chains, I should be okay to just do the second with the 20 chains as well. Usually I like to work on 2 halves at the same time because I mostly forget what I'm doing, but not today. We're fine today, so we should be able to just go for it. Because my yarn is literally going everywhere. I do have a yarn bowl downstairs, but I can't be asked to go downstairs and get it. Thank you so much for the like. Thanks for joining in. But yeah. How has everyone's January been? I know I asked that earlier, but really, how is your January been? What have you found it so far? It's seriously crazy times we're living in, but still, in all the mess, how is it going? This is the first January that I genuinely didn't feel like was long. I know everyone's like, oh my god, January is so long, but this January didn't feel long at all. I was just like, there wasn't enough time. Every time I breathed, it was like the week was ending, and I was like, oh, I thought it was a Monday, and it's literally like Thursday, week done, Friday, week done. It was like, I'm working hard here. Do you mind? I genuinely felt like it was a fast January for a change. But guys, was yours fast? Was yours slow? What was the deal? Let me know in the comment section. I have been working super hard to clear out my yarn collection, just because some of this yarn is like 4, 3, 2 years old now, and it's like, come on, we need to get on with it. I genuinely do not want to but it's one of those where I can't actually, it's not like I'm gonna throw away a good yarn, like, let's not be silly. And I'm trying not to buy new yarn without finishing the one I have in the house, so that adds to it. Well, this gonna be bigger than it already is. Fingers crossed. Guys, not to be dramatic, but I think somehow I feel like the 20 or should I say the width is still a bit too long, but I think it's okay. I might be overthinking it. I don't want to make it any smaller and then it's like, oh, I should have left it. Something baggy is never hurt anyone. So I guess it's better it's baggy than it is too tight. I feel like stuff like cardigans and jumpers and hoodies, they absolutely have to be baggy. I don't think there's any other way. It needs to be baggy. It needs to be comfortable. It needs to just feel relaxed, in my opinion. So I guess that's what we're gonna stick to. But I am glad I stuck to the 20 chain as opposed to 15 like the first measurement I did said, because nobody got time for that. My chair keeps moving. I can't believe it's already 9 p.m. I'm still so shocked as to where the day went today, honestly. I really want to learn tapestry this year. Well, I really want to learn tapestry. I don't know if I'm going to learn it this year. And I also really want to learn how to knit. So that's like 2 things that I'm low-key scared of even trying. So I guess I have to decide which one to learn first. So you guys let me know if you think I should learn to knit first, or if I should learn crochet tapestry first and then take it from there. There's so many things about crocheting that I still want to like learn, like techniques and all that stuff. But I would love to be able to knit, just because I feel like everyone who can knit can crochet, but not everyone who can crochet can knit. Or is it the other way around? So yeah, that's why I want to learn how to knit, just because I don't like not being able to, I actually don't like not being able to knit. I want it to be a choice where it's like, oh yeah, I don't knit because I just don't. Not that, oh, I don't knit because I can't, if that makes sense. It's not a big deal, but it'd be nice to be able to. aside of me not knowing where the day went in terms of time today, I also kept mistaking today for a Saturday. I was like, it just felt like a Saturday on so many levels. So I had to keep thinking, no, actually tomorrow is Saturday. It's not Saturday today. But it just felt like it was for a while. It just occurred to me, since I'm not sure if I have enough yarn or enough of the black and white yarn to add to it, I'm just going to use that as my trimming to sew it together. That way I still have elements of that color on this. I know I keep jumping from one conversation to the next, but that's literally how my brain works. And you guys are just getting a preview, or should I say front row seat, on how many different thoughts go through my head at different times. Do, 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 do. Everyone is so quiet. Nobody has any mystery question for me? Any crazy suggestions? As much as I hate zips, like I hate sewing zips, I feel like this cardigan would look great with a zip on. Now my biggest thing is if it wouldn't be too thick for my sewing machine to add a zip on. But I am considering adding a zip. Because I think it'll be fun. It's just getting wider. Because I didn't want you to. If by some kind of miracle I was able to do this front panel before 10, that would be fun. Because although I started late, I still don't want to be here past 10 p.m. because work-life balance, guys, work-life balance. A girl needs her beauty sleep. So I'll just see what we can do. Before 10 p.m. Ooh, that's a good question. If I had to go to a reality show, I want to do something fashion related. There was the one I watched with my husband. I can't remember what it was called. It wasn't Project Runway, but it was like emerging designers and stuff, and then they have different challenges. I sort of don't know if I want to do the Game of Wool. I would say one of my biggest reservation with the Game of Wool is the fact that you actually need to know how to knit, and I don't know how to knit. So I feel like I'll be at a disadvantage because I actually do not know how to knit, and you kind of need to know how to knit to be on there. But it looked fun. Or should I say it's a fun concept, but it did feel a bit boring. Like, I'm not gonna lie, because although they're all knitting together, at the same time, it just felt like they were still alone, even together, if that makes sense. And I kind of feel like the whole point of this show is that you get to do these things with each other. Like, we watch a lot of Sewing Bee, we watch a lot of I wouldn't want to go on Sewing Bee because it's just too technical for me. Like, it's a lot of technical stuff, and I don't like sewing like that. I don't like all the technicality of it. So Sewing Bee is out. Ooh, it is a tough one. What show would you go on? Let me let me turn the question to you while I think about my life. Like, what show would I go on? I don't like how this side is looking. She's not looking as good as she should. So I'm gonna try that again. I'm just gonna pull the side up. Let's try with this both together and see. Yeah, I do like Sewing Bee, but it's technical. So I don't think I would get into Sewing Bee just because of all the patterns that they have to read. It's too much. I don't want to do that. It's one of the main reasons I did not pursue fashion design as a career. It's genuinely like pattern making is not my strong suit at all. I don't even make things with pattern as things stand. So yeah, but the design show was quite fun because it wasn't heavily pattern driven. It was just mostly like making things based off concepts. So you didn't have to be amazing at sewing. Whereas with Sewing Bee, you actually have to be amazing at sewing. Like, you actually need to be able to sew, which, yeah, which is not it's not me, you know? I'm not great at sewing. So I want something like a mixture of the Game of Wool. I keep saying all these shows, like, I'm just assuming you guys know all the shows I'm talking about. I am based in the UK, so all of the shows are stuff that we watch on TV here. But anyway, I want something like that's a combination of Game of Wool slash Sewing Bee slash more upcycle-ish type show, which I don't think I've found. Like I want a show where it's like come in, be creative, upcycle stuff, and make the best things you can. Obviously within reason, with teams each week. I feel like that would be fun. Yeah, maybe someone can start an upcycle show because I love upcycling. I think it's one of the best things ever. And I try to implement that even with my crochet projects. So something like that for a show, I'll be first in line to apply for it. Maybe not first in line. I'll let them make a few mistakes, then I'll apply for it. Because, you don't want to be the guinea pig. Although, with that being said, there is also an advantage of being the first to have done it. Is there really though? Nah, it's just one of those where it's like, yeah, I was the first to do it, but I don't think there's any advantage to it. Listen, I know you asked me a question, but this is how my brain works. I feel like I've just gone in a rampage and I'm not even sure if I answered your question, but I tried my best, yeah? So is there any show I'll be into right now? No. The show I kind of want to get into doesn't even exist, or at least none to my knowledge. Whew. This is coming together. What show would you go on if you were going onto a show? You know what? The question is what show? It didn't have to be about fashion. And I feel like I've just gone on all the rants just because I was only thinking about shows that have to do with fashion. So I'm gonna re-answer that question. I would do The Cube. Again, it's a UK show. I don't know if it's anywhere else, but I think it's so fun. Like The Cube is something I really want to try. There is a place in London where you can go do it as a day, an activity type thing, and I really want to go do it. It's absolutely up on my bucket list. So I think The Cube will be a fun one to do. I don't think I'll do a reality celebrity show, any of those. No, I don't think I'll do any of that. I just don't like any show that puts you in your worst light. I feel like those shows are there for views and they'll do anything to get the views, twist words, make edits that don't make sense. There's just so many opportunities for them to do rubbish, and I'm just not there to just hand the narrative of my life over to someone like that. So reality TV shows, not me, not my cup of tea. I would not be involved in that. I don't even think I enjoy watching reality TVs that much. I have a really bad case of secondhand embarrassment. Like it wouldn't even have anything to do with me and I'll be so embarrassed. And I'll be so embarrassed on behalf of that person. So can you not imagine me going on the show? Oh, I'll be so cringe. Environments, I feel like people who have the personality for it should go for it by all means. I feel like I'll get in so much trouble because, ooh, yeah, I definitely would get in a lot of trouble. So, yeah, I'd rather not. There's some shows though, or some personalities that have gone and I've seen on reality TV. I'm just like, yeah, this was absolutely made for you. Like, this is your bag right here. You were made for this. This was made for you. I love when you get like moments like that on TV. You're just like, You've got this. You can do this. It's made for you. On a very random note, just because my brain feels like she's ready to just take a break. I had a really early bed last night, and I can already feel my body thinking that's the norm, because I feel chilled and ready for sleep. But we're gonna be here till at least 10, except if we make this before then, which I doubt will be the case. But this is how much we've made. I'm sorry guys, I've just been chatting away. I've not even remembered to show you guys the design. You know what, I really do like this yarn. I think it's quite a cute little number, if I just say so myself. What do you guys think? I think it's quite nice. I like the fact that it's sort of like an animal type print. Or am I seeing rubbish? Can you guys see it? Animal prints? No? Yes? I see it. What reality show do you guys watch, if you watch any? What is your go-to, your favorite one you absolutely have to see? Ooh, if I could ask, guys, I am on TikTok and on YouTube, so most of the questions coming from YouTube, so TikTok, up your game. But the question on TikTok, on YouTube is, if you could have a conversation with anyone in history, who would it be and what would you ask them? I guess if I could ask history, I have to choose between Whitney Houston. I'm guessing dead or alive because that's what I'm assuming, dead or alive. I would say Whitney Houston or Pink. No, I keep saying Pink. Prince. For some reason, every time I've wanted to say Prince, I keep saying Pink and it makes no sense. Yeah, or anyway, ranting over. It's gonna be between Whitney Houston or Prince. And I'll probably ask them if they ever felt accomplished. And if they did, when did they feel accomplished? Like, when was the moment where they were like, yeah, you know what, I'm really the shit. Like, I did that. You know? That'll probably be my question to them. because I sort of always think like most of the most creative, intelligent, smartest people have the most self doubt lingering, lingering. See, I told you guys my brain is falling asleep. Anyway, they're full of self doubt, and sometimes I wonder like how deep does it go? Although I feel like the two personalities I've chosen don't give off a self doubt type of thing. But I did read somewhere recently where they were saying to do with the bodyguard. Whitney Houston almost didn't believe she could do the movie because, she's never acted before and she felt like it was going to be a big role. Well, as well as the studios being a drag, nothing surprising. But it's interesting to see people who didn't think they could do certain things, even while she was already at the peak of her music career. So I guess I'll ask if they ever felt fulfilled. If they felt like, yeah, I did that. I'm that person. I was gonna swear again, but we'll keep it PG. Doom, 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 doom. I'm so deep in my do 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 do. I got the Tunisian crochet hooks. Like this year, I really want to push myself and try new things. So I got the hook because I want to test it out. I have a different cardigan in mind that I want to make. That cardigan I'm actually going to make with a zip because why not? So I'm actually looking forward to that project. But like I said, we are going to be moving by the end of next month. So I'll probably be doing that in a completely different space. Although you probably won't be able to tell since my studio is going to always be like my studio, a little cocoon. But I would love to get some caddies done for myself. I always worry about the season and be like, oh yeah, you know what, it's too late now to make a cardigan, so I'm not gonna make a cardigan anymore. But this year, I'm not gonna care for that. If I feel like making a dress to wear to the beach in the middle of December, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Because you know what? It's sunshine somewhere. So I'm gonna get started with making things, random stuff, even if it's not the season for them. Just because I'm sick of waiting for season before I'm able to make what I need to make. It's annoying. I know there's gonna be someone who's like, well, it's not even the right season for that. Listen, I genuinely do not care. Oh, I have another question. Let's see the question. On TV that doesn't have. Hmm. You know what? I don't think there's any TV or reality show that I would like to see as a remake Because even if as much as I love me and all black casts, I don't know. I feel like black actors and directors and creators are actually doing so many original work right now, not even being dramatic. They are absolutely smashing it right now. That I don't think we need a remake. I just feel like they can continue to just do what they're doing right now and just create amazing content and videos that we can watch without having to go back into the archive to kind of dig stuff out. Because I don't mind change. I'm not one of those people who like, oh, I don't want to see this, but I hate comparison. So I feel like if they do a remake, there's always going to be space for people to compare and be like, oh, yeah, but that person did it better. Oh, no, but that person did it different. And it's just like, I don't care for none of that. So I just want black directors and actors to keep doing the amazing stuff that they're doing. So there's none that I can think of at the moment anyway. Except maybe some of those like religious movies where they just put the wrong people in some of them. Like, I'm sorry, you're talking about someone from the Middle East. That person you're casting make no sense. There is quite a lot of movies where they've casted quite rubbishly. But that's a story for another day. Obviously, yeah, this is what I mean. Like, if the black experience have to be part of the new movie or drama or sequel, I feel like it kind of then takes away because then people it's like, oh, that's not what was originally planned. And in most cases it wouldn't doesn't I don't see how it would fall in properly along with the current storyline. Of course there are people who can write their way into it. I just feel like if you have a story to tell or if you want to flip it, just do your own thing. There's so many copycats or moments that I see in certain movies or music, and I'm like, oh, I've seen this before somewhere, and it kind of makes sense later when I remember where I've seen it. So just do your own thing and stand out. And not because I'm black, but we kind of do this thing effortlessly anyway, so Thanks for the view, Poppy. So yeah. Yo. I think what I want to see, since we're on the topic of movies, is I want to see animated version of some of my favorite movies. Can you imagine Matrix but animated? That would go crazy. I love me a bit of animation, a bit of what's the other word for it? You know what? I can't actually tell the difference between anime and I can't remember what's the other type that is a I think it's a type of animation. I can't remember. But yeah, I think it'll be fun. Animated. Matrix animated will be fun. Some of the superhero movies will be fun. Some Iron Man, some Wolverine. That'll be fun. I want to see some animated because I feel like although it tells the same story, it's just add a different type of elements to it. Watch. I want to say Western shows, but it is Western TV shows and stuff like that. I have to really, really, really love an actress, an actor, or director to be like, yeah, I'm right there. I'll be first on the queue to watching that. Why? Because I watch a lot of K-pop drama. I've been watching it way before the hype, before anyone come and be like, oh my god, you're one of them K-pop hypes. Even if that was the case, is my eyes, is my screen time to do with what I want to. But yeah, I've been watching K-dramas since, for honestly, 15 years. Yeah, something like that. Some crazy amount of time. So I just love what I love is the fact that a drama is at a 20 episodes and it's done, 18 episode and it's done, 4 episode and it's done. And a lot of Western shows you're waiting 6 months, 5 months for the continuation of the same story. I can't do that. I need to know the end so I can move on in life. Like, I don't want to be waiting months. Like, for instance, I started watching You, absolutely enjoyed it. Watched the first season. Took forever for them to get the second season out. And by the time the second season was out, I've moved on. You know? I've moved on. I got things to do. I don't have time to be waiting. There are very few things that can keep me glued to the TV where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna wait for you even if it takes you 1 year. I don't have that loyalty. I don't. I'm not gonna lie. Every now and again I do come across a Western show that I'm like, yeah, this was absolutely worth it. But a lot of them, they just limited series. I think maybe that's what I need to do. Just watch limited series instead of watching series that keep coming. Like House of Dragon. We're watching House of Dragon. Absolutely love it. But the amount of times they're making me wait is ridiculous. Wednesday, waited for Wednesday. Netflix had the audacity to then release just half and then release the next half. And I waited. I was like, oh, okay, Wednesday season 2 is out, but I'm gonna wait for everything to be out. Even after weeks, it was just one half of it, which is like, don't do me like that. I don't have patience for this. My name is Promise, not Patience. Anyway, that's one of the main reasons I don't be watching Western shows like that. So if you guys have some fun limited series you can suggest, let me know. Oh, I watched Through Her Eyes. It's a bit of a psycho horror type movie. I did like it. I thought that was such a breath of fresh air. It was different from what I was used to, which I liked a lot. But I will actually be meaning to watch it again. Interesting. Any other questions? Ooh. I do have, well, it's not my idea. The question is, do you have any idea for a new TV show or film? I think I just said an idea just now, which is one of them shows like a sewing bee or Project Runway, but it would be mostly mixed media type of creation. So you can choose whatever material you want to, but most importantly, it will be heavy on upcycling and recycling pieces. So you can do a bit of crocheting as long as you're adding some upcycling to it, and you can do a bit of like, sewing. You can do tapestry if that's your cup of tea, but like different genres of making clothes, because I feel like a lot of the shows at the moment is so niche. Like you can either crochet or you can knit, or you can either like you can sew and you can do patterns really well. There's nothing for the experimentalist, something in between. So that would be a really good TV show in my opinion, in my humble opinion. And I say this because I'll be first in line, because not everyone has the training to be able to read a pattern from how it used to be written back in the days and do all that. And even if you have the training, not everyone enjoy it. Like I don't enjoy pattern reading. I don't enjoy garments discuss like construction like that. I really don't enjoy that. I prefer to, well, should I say, I don't enjoy flat lay garments construction like that. I prefer different methods, and there are lots of people who do amazing stuff through draping and other method that they use to get their pattern. And I feel like there needs to be a show for people who do that. You don't always have to be amazing at reading patterns before you should be able to get on the shows. And you should be able to add different mediums, like not just sewing with a bit of some. Maybe that's just my biasness talking, but I do think it would be a good show. It would open doors for a lot of people. In terms of a TV show, well, that's the TV show. In terms of a film, I don't think I have any for a film, to be fair. Just have that for a TV. I do have one that my husband said, and I think is such a brilliant idea. So I shall not be sharing that in public, because I'm still considering us writing to one of the TV companies and being like, hey, can we actually make this happen? Because I actually think it's such a good show idea that he came up with. He thinks I'm playing when I keep saying that I'm going to write to the TV companies, but I'm being dead serious. I need to copyright that idea and send it in to some companies and be like, what are you saying, my love? Oh, you know what's funny? The way I relax after a stressful day. Like, I'm crocheting right now and I'm like, oh my god, I need to go, like, make sure work-life balance, be out of here by 10, get some rest and all that stuff. My resting is to crochet some more. I have different projects for different reasons. And some projects I just do as a pastime, and that's the ones I use for like when I'm decompressing, when I'm resting after a long day. I usually would have a cup of tea on the side while working on those projects and watching something on TV. But honestly, all my rest involve crocheting. I have like 4 or 5 crochet projects happening simultaneously. One that I do for live stream, one for an idea that I'm often testing out, another 2 project that is just sort of like hanging around, and one of them is usually what I'd pick up and work on when I'm just like resting after a long day. But as long as a cup of tea is involved and I have a crochet project that I'm just leisurely working on, I'm relaxing. But yeah, that is honestly how I relax after a long day. Because nothing gets you relaxing more than, from crocheting, more than crocheting some more. I think it was one of the reasons I was quite hesitant to make it like a center part of the type of content that I make, because I enjoy crocheting so much. Like, I use it to relax, I use it to decompress, like I just said. So it kind of felt like, ooh, I don't want to make this a content and then it becomes too hectic where it becomes not fun, because it's now a case of like, oh, I'm no longer crocheting just because I enjoy it. I'm crocheting because I need to bring that video out and I need to post this and I need to post that. But most crocheters will tell you we have like 5 different projects going on at the same time. I've just realized like I'm still going to enjoy it because I have different projects for different moods and different energy and for different purposes. So I can continue to do what I'm doing because I need to get it done for whatever reason. And I can also continue to chill and rest, which is great. Okay, we have about 10 more minutes before it's 10 p.m. And I'm not sure what I've done with my back, but she is literally not having it. And I feel like I should see how far I've come with this. But I'm just gonna keep going until it's 10 and then we can see what we've done. Because I need to have a separation somewhere to start crocheting the parts for the hood. So I think we've done okay, you know. It just occurred to me, I really want to have a pocket with this cardigan. I love me a good pocket, and I haven't been doing any in like my projects. I posted the feather shorts, which I finished recently, and I really wanted to add a pocket, but when I was working on it, I just completely skipped my mind. I need to start having like a project plan, just like a rough idea piece of paper somewhere. So I can go back to it and be like, you know what? Yeah. Checklist and make sure everything is done. Okay, I don't know. Now I'm a bit like, maybe I can do 10:30, you know, instead of 10 o'clock. Let's see. Let's see where we at. Okay, it's working again. Not sure what happened there. But we're back. We're back, darlings. This ball of yarn is flying everywhere. Do, 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 do. I've had the most random collection of songs in my head all day today. Like, I'm talking a bit of pop here, a random Afrobeat track there. It's been everywhere and nowhere for sure, but it's been an eventful day because it means I got to play all sorts. If my neighbors listen to my music, I know some days they just think, what in the heck? Like, can she just pick a mood and stick to it? And the answer is no. I can't, but I won't. It is not my fault, because I kind of feel like this is getting too long. Okay, maybe not. That can be better. That can definitely be better. Okay, here. No, I'll just put it here. Well, it's 2 minutes to 10. And I think before I go to bed, I actually do want to get started on the hooded part of this. I genuinely feel like this is more than long enough for what we need. So to do the hooded part, we're just going to continue as usual. First 2. I'm gonna count because I want to be able to do exactly the same with the second one. 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. So 10, which is sort of like halfway point, and that looks something like this. I think I can add at least a bit more. Let's do a bit more. It is currently 10 p.m. but I think we have energy for 30 more minutes, so let's do 30 more minutes, guys. I'm enjoying hanging out with you guys. So that's 11, 12, 13. Let's see what 13 is saying. I think that's not too bad. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at 13. I think 13 is a good indecision, no, I'm gonna make it 15. Plus 14, and this is 15. Yeah, 15 looks good. If I do say so myself, 15 actually looks perfect. So since we did 15, this is what it looks like. We have a straight. We've done 15 here. I'm just gonna add 5 chain to continue. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So essentially, we're back to our 20. And this is what we need. Flip that around. Make sure everything is in line. It's like 1, 2, and the 5. Essentially, we just started, or we just back to where we started. I'm just going by my memory of what I saw in terms of the pattern. So hopefully your girl is right. But I do think I'm right. I'm gonna learn to trust myself this year. If I think it needs to look that way, that's what we're going to be doing. That is a fun question. If you could, would you rather meet your ancestors from 2 centuries ago or your great grandchildren? You need to have children to have great grandchildren. So I know for a fact that I wouldn't be meeting them. So it would have to be ancestors from 2 centuries ago. That'd be interesting. I guess it'd be the ancestors from 2 centuries ago. What would yours be? Who would you meet? The great grandkids or your ancestors from 2 centuries ago? That's a good question, actually. I think, like, if I did have kids, I'll be curious to see how much the life, like, life has changed for them. You know what I mean? Like, I would want to see the future. I guess that's one of the reasons people want immortality, just so they can see, how changes or what doesn't change or what change and all that stuff. But I feel like the way the world is going at the moment, is there even anything to be looking forward to? It would still be nice to see, but I'm more likely to want to see the future than probably. Nah, that's a lie. I do enjoy history. I enjoy knowing where I'm from, and I enjoy hearing about people's experiences and how, our world is shaped by decisions that's been made from in the past. It's a tough one, That's a really good one, but I'm not sure if I want to meet the great grandkids in the future, or if it would be the past, dwelling in the past, being like, how is it for you, what was your experience, I love hearing how people's experience differ, you know, and I love identifying the similarities. I think in some cases, for good and for bad, it's just interesting to see how a lot of things haven't changed. Anyway, while I was busy rumbling, guys, we've started working on the hood. So this is what she's gonna look like. I believe. Assembling of this would be so fun. I'm gonna do that on a short video separately, but I like hanging out with you guys and actually doing all the pieces we need before going to short and being like, yeah, we need to assemble this together now. Oh hey, what are you crocheting? I am making a cardigan. I believe you've seen the hooded cardigan that is literally like everywhere. So I am trying to make me a version, but I'm using chunky yarn for mine, which I absolutely am so here for. Because it's taken me what, an hour and 23 minutes to make the front panel, which I think is not bad at all. What are you making? Oh, thank you. I am in the UK at the moment. I'm a Nigerian in the UK. I've lived across so many places in the UK and around. So my accent might sound, should I say, interesting as a result of that. But yeah, I'm a Nigerian in the UK. And where are you tuned in from? Where are you watching from? I love when someone joined the live stream and they're also crocheting, because it's like, oh, hey, crocheting pal. How is it going? Just occurred to me I still have the arms to crochet. It's okay. Front panel, back panel, arms. Yeah, I would definitely say my accent do sound a bit like a mixture of anything and nothing, which I really do not mind. It is me, it is how I sound. I guess it's like proof of my experience across different places. I'm in the US and I'm doing a star blanket. I know it's basic, but oh, nice. Well done. There's nothing basic about what you're doing. I don't even, honestly, there's nothing basic about that at all. I would say I pretty much do I keep things simple with what I make. I feel like once you have the crochet stitches you want to know how to use, there's nothing basic about just using them different ways and having fun experience. Before you joined in, I was just saying how I plan to learn a few new things this year, just because I genuinely keep things to minimum. I'm trying so hard not to overcomplicate where it doesn't need to be overcomplicated, but I would like to learn more stitches. And I have a book that I bought ages ago, so I kind of want to give it a swirl and see what I can create from it. It's exciting. What colors are you using for your star blanket? You know what? I'm kind of glad I decided to give this another 30 minutes. I'm really happy with the progress. I feel like now I'm gonna finish at a position where I'm like, yeah, I can sleep well tonight, knowing how far I've come. Nice to meet you, and thank you so much for the sub. Ooh, an ombre yarn sounds really, really nice actually. But yeah, have a lovely, I don't know what time it is where you are, so lovely morning, afternoon, evening. And thank you so much for the sub. Hopefully I can catch you another time on here. We got the the second half of the front panel to make, and we have the back panel, and of course we have the arms as well. So this should be fun. It is 10:15. 15 more minutes. Do, 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 do. I'm in business. I'm trying to get this done in the 15 minutes that we have left. About 14 minutes now, but hey, who is counting? Who is counting? Does anyone else plan the outfit before they even get around to finishing what they're making? Because, guys, I've already got plans for this outfit. Like, I've got plans for this fit. It's going to be a very cute one, if I do say so myself. There's something on my lips. We awaken herd, we awaken herd. Ten more minutes. Whew. Going as fast as I can. Another reason I stopped trying to be on live stream or just crochet when I'm actually tired is because it becomes wasted effort and energy. Because then I start getting super slow, I start making mistakes, and then I start making poor judgments. And honestly, it's like one of those where they be like, if you're tired, don't drive. I feel like in most cases, with certain projects, if I'm live streaming, when I'm tired, I literally just have to stop because there's no point forcing myself. I used to have this bad habit where it's like, I have to finish this and I have to finish all of that in one go, in one day, in one video to make it look and feel good. But I'm not doing that anymore. I take my time. I'm working on each pieces that I need. And also because I do quite a lot of shorts where I can like talk about what I'm doing and go into details, I can literally like do the second front panel on a different day and film it for shorts, and then that way there is detail of like, this is what's happening, this is the size, this is the measurements, so if anyone wants to go back to it, they're able to. Since I started doing that, my life has been so much better. I don't feel overwhelmed with projects. I guess I had to really look at different ways that I can make sure crochet continue to be fun for me, even if I do it for work. You know? Balance, balance, balance. Oh, it's almost 5 minutes left. Do you think we can do one more line before we're done? Can we do one more line with 5 minutes? A girl can try. Go big or go home, right? Well, I am already eating into my 5 minutes, so it's gonna be about 4 minutes by the time I get there. But let's do it. One, two. Let's go, let's go, let's go. One row, one row, one row. This is another reason why I just feel like I would be terrible at one of them reality shows, like a sewing bee where you have to make something. I hate rushing. Like, I'm not actually great at a time crunching moments. Is my brain just shuts down because she's just like, what is going on here? Why why are we all going everywhere? Like, what's happening? So we're not gonna be doing this often. This whole rushing situation, yeah. swear the faster I try to go, the slower I go. Ooh, and we have 2 whole minutes to spare. How absolutely amazing is that? I don't actually know if I have enough for the hood, but essentially it's gonna be somewhere like this in the hood. Oh, it might be enough, you know. I think I might only need one more row to make this big enough. It might not make any sense right now, but trust the process. It will make sense later on. Or I can make the hood even just the same length as the body of the caddy, which is not a bad idea as well. I do like my cardigan a bit more on the crop side, so I've purposely didn't make it any longer because I do think it's long enough. But once we have the second front panel done, I'll be able to tell what the length is looking like. But the space here is where the hood is going to be, so this will be the front panel. But I'm very proud. We actually did quite a good amount. This is it in its full glory. We did a very good amount given that we did stop in a bit late. We achieved quite a lot. The front panel is done, and the next time we can either work on the back panel or start working on one of the sleeves. Either way, we are making progress slowly but surely. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. It is my bedtime now. I don't know if you guys can tell, like my eyes are like, yeah, let's go sleep. So yeah, it is my bedtime, so I'm gonna go sleep. It was lovely getting back on here and chatting. It did take a bit for me to get my words to understand how to speak again, but I'm glad we are back. Do bear with me. I might not be super consistent, but like I said, we are moving. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. I'm gonna try and keep you guys posted as much as possible, but I'm definitely gonna try and hop in here at least once a weekend just to check in and see how everyone is doing. If you guys want to keep up, check out my shorts. There's always something popping on there. And also I uploaded a video on long form video as well like a few days ago, so go check it out, show some love, and I'll speak to you guys real soon. Have a lovely weekend. I don't know how my weekend is gonna go. I might be able to stop by on Sunday, but I'm not making any promises. But yeah, love you guys. Mwah. Night night.